Hello, everybody. This is Lori from Powerful Educated Parents. I am so excited that so many of you have decided to join. I just wanted to tell you I am also a speech language pathologist from All Island Speech and Stuttering Therapy. I actually collect mugs, and all the kids and even adults will tell you that I collect Funko Pops. And I just bring this in because I must have about 30 or 40 from Harry Potter and superheroes, because it's amazing what happens and when people come into my office and they see these Funko Pops. It tends to bring the um, tension down. So many of you are interested, and I want to just tell you briefly again, and I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the honesty of some people, because as a parent, and I'm going to direct this to moms mostly, because I think mostly moms are on here. As moms, and many of us have snow days today, and we're home with our kids, and those are challenging, right? Challenging days. My kids are a little older now. So, but I remember thinking, like, what are we going to do? Are we going to watch a movie? How am I going to keep them entertained? But bottom line is, I think moms tend to feel responsible to fix everything. So coaching in general, and I always say, like, coaching with the twist of a speech language pathologist, because there's a lot of background behind that. Besides my own experience, my own personal experience, my own experience, having a child with dyslexia and ADHD, and my own experiences, honestly. Hey, Alexandra. Oh, I think I pronounced it wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't have on my glasses. So what I want to say is that coaching, and the reason why I wanted to do this in a group fashion, because a lot of people, have asked me if this is covered by insurance. Coaching is not therapy. Coaching is not, trying to figure out, like, what you're feeling and why. Coaching is helping you develop goals and visions to be able to move forward. Many of us, whether we're parents or in our lives, we have goals in our head, or we have expectations of what we think we want. Hey, Maria, we think we want from our children, and sometimes that gets in the way. Just to give you, like, an example, years ago, I was an accountant for 5 years out of school, and I really wasn't happy, and I didn't know what I wanted. So at that time, I did go to a life and career coach, and we actually, developed a whole plan, and she kept me accountable to really, help me go back to school at an, older age, and really develop a plan to become a speech language pathologist. Over the years, a lot of the adults I see, not only come to me for speech therapy, but because certain things are standing in their way, whether they're afraid of public speaking, whether they're afraid of making a career move. I've had some, older, adults who are, empty nesters, and the younger ones in the teenage years that are having executive functioning problems. And that, by the way, if it's a language issue also, that is the one thing that you might be able to get insurance reimbursement for. But I'm not going to go into that now. But so the parent groups is, and it might take me a few, I've had this on my mind for a long time, is I want to find a way to keep us, and I'm not going to say relax, because I don't think, any of us as parents are like relaxed. Actually, it like makes me nuts when everyone will be like, relax, take a breath. So I'm going to say that, sorry, I just want to move this. I'm going to say that we need ways, one, to keep us a little bit under control, because I think moms, a lot of times, without us realizing, we hold the key to the connections within our families. Number two, we have to understand what's going on with our children, because there are a lot of diagnoses thrown around: ADHD, dyslexia, anxiety, among many others. And then as they get older, they're, having executive functioning issues. ADHD is a disorder of executive functioning. If you can't organize and your brain can't help you self-regulate, yes, you are having executive functioning issues. So I think sometimes we are like constantly diagnosing, we're trying to get our kids help, but we're missing a piece. One, we have to go a little bit along with what's going on with our kids. I mean, if they come home and they say, I am in school and I can't keep up with the work, we can tell them to do their homework endlessly, and it won't matter because they don't have the ability. So sometimes, yes, with the right accommodations, sometimes they can, but other times they can't. And sometimes the school doesn't understand it. So I want to come on, and I have a lot of ideas. I think the first one we are going to do, I'm going to do, first of all, a basic understanding of, ADHD, because how many of us have come home with these like 30-page neuropsych evaluations and we don't know what it means. So we have to know what it means. Number two, we have to get our kids to not only focus on school. Our kids, some of our kids, are the kids who want to do other things. They're more active. They're more creative. Like, one thing I remember, because I'm a huge Yankee fan, like huge. So one thing is, during baseball season, I would like, really make a conscious effort to talk about the Yankees. Who are they getting? Who's pitching? And believe me, sometimes this has worked, others not. So, we've got to find, our interests. Like, what are our goals in our household on a Sunday at 7:00 at night? Is it to get every last piece of homework done? Or is it to find some family time so people feel validated, listened to, validated, and their self-esteem rises? It's well known that kids, with, ADHD might not fully develop until age 25 or more. So they need time to find other things. Self-esteem, I think I had, written on my page, I stuttered very severely when I was younger. And I was fortunate that I worked in my father's store. He owns a pharmacy, actually, with his brother, my uncle. And I was very fortunate that at that time in high school, we were allowed to leave high school early, I think at around noon, because, I was not in honors, honestly, and I wasn't in AP, and I was allowed to work there. And it was life altering for me, because I learned how to work on a cash register. Nobody treated me, nobody felt bad for me and said, you know what, Lori, don't answer the phone. I had to answer that phone, whether I stuttered or not. It got easier. So it's the self-esteem that got me to the point where I was able to go back and actually become a speech pathologist, which, believe me, in a million years, I never thought I would ever do. I would have bet you my life. And to specialize in stuttering therapy, I mean, I've helped people all over the world, is unbelievable. I mean, I'm saying that because I would have never expected it. And there's not one person. You can ask my mother. She would say, no, there's absolutely no way. So I am here to help you find ways to create some communication in your home with the power of language. And, any other topics, I want to take that neuropsych. I'm, not going to analyze a whole neuropsych, but I want to take that neuropsych and I want to just break it down basically, because everyone's asking about anxiety, and I would say 95% of the teens I see, whether they have ADHD or not, seem to be anxious. And it seems to be like, rah, rah, rah. I'm like, very anxious. So what do I do? Oh, and I start to get them a little bit away from school at first, because I've got to take the edge off, What do you see around my office? Oh my God, I have my Yankee stuff. I have my Funko Pops. And it might sound like really simplistic, or maybe, I am minimizing issues, but I'm not minimizing issues. I understand the impact that it has. I've been doing this for over 27 years, and I worked in a variety of schools and private practice. So I hope this helps you. I'm just going to ask that we don't, write any names of, anyone helping. I mean, if you want to, inbox each other on your own, that's all right. But I don't want to get into that here. So if you have any specific topics, please let me know. Please invite, anybody in who needs help. We mamas need help, and we need support, and we need to enjoy our kids. Okay, so have a great day. Hopefully there'll be school tomorrow. Bye-bye.